No, wait. You share. Okay, I don't know. Can you see? Stop sharing. Here. Oh no, I don't know. Of historic and current audit processes and procedures. So what is the concept and importance of audit? We are going to give you some concepts and some points why auditing is important. So then we are going to check in external and internal audit. That is these two division are the most important. We can have more types of audit, but basically for the purposes of the course, these are the main two division of the audit. And then, as I told you, we are going to check international frameworks. Very important to know this framework because are the base of all the audits. For on one hand, we have international auditing standards that is more related to external audit, and then we have the international professional practices framework that is related to internal audit. And as a third document, we are going to check code of ethics. This code of ethics is for both for internal audit, for external audit, and even in general for accountants. So, okay, let's start. And this is the history of the audit. The etymology of the word audit is a Latin word that means to hear. Because in the past, in the medieval times, here in Great Britain, some of the accountants used to read the bookkeeping, and the auditor listened this reading to detect if everything was okay, if the personnel and if the bookkeeping was in the correct terms, and to detect if maybe the company or the organization of the business didn't have any fraud. So basically, is because this reason that audit means to hear. And then in the United States, audits were used to verify the bookkeeping detail. So these are the most important facts in the story that we can say that is the beginning of the audit. And I would like to ask you, do you think that currently the main function of the audit is the detection of fraud? What do you think? Ling, what do you think? Do you think that the main function of an audit will be the detection of a fraud?
I think not only for the bad part. Maybe I think audit we can by auditing we can not only find the faults but also the good things to find out.
So you would say that this is part of the audit, but this is not the main function.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And what do you think, Jasmine? Do you think that fraud is the main purpose of an audit, to detect a fraud?
I think majority part of it is part of fraud, but like 75% of it is focused on fraud, and the rest is focused on other stuff.
Okay, great. So basically, yes, the fraud is not the main function of an audit, as you say. Fraud is not the main function. Fraud could be one of the results of an audit, but is not the main function. I mean, the auditor is not thinking, okay, I'm going to detect a fraud because this is the purpose that I have to when I'm auditing a company. So yes, basically it would be one of the results, but this is not the main function of an audit. Okay, so do you have any doubt till here? If you have doubts, you can say, Yuri, stop, I have doubts. We are good. Are you fine till now? Okay. So I wrote 3 concepts for you. The first concept of audit is that the examination or inspection of various books of accounts and international controls made by an auditor. Basically, is the auditor is the person that is going to review books of accounts and internal controls of the company. I feel that this concept is very general, very understandable. So let's move on to the second. The second includes another factor, that is an independent examination. So if we consider the first concept, that is a review of books and or internal controls made by an auditor, but in the second concept, we have that is an independent examination. It means that the auditor needs to be an external part. External part, I mean, could be an audit firm or could be an area inside the company, but the auditor cannot be in the same area in which the auditor needs to review. I mean, they need to be another part. Is like to have another eyes that are observing. So it's an independent examination. Now, the second concept is more related to financial information of any entity. And independently, if the entity have a profit purpose or not, independently of the size, because some organizations that are very small or are medium size, they have some audits, or obviously the most important of organizations, for example, I don't know, Google. Obviously, they need to have an audit. And then we have this part is that why the function of an auditor is to review, because the auditor needs to express an opinion if the internal control of if the financial information is well presented, or if the information reflects the reality of the company. And now with this two explanation, with these two first concepts, we have the third concept, that is a systematic process. So it means that it's made by an auditor, is an independent examination, is to express an opinion, and it's a systematic process. What does it mean? That we need to follow a step by step in an order. We cannot say, okay, I'm going to review first this part, No. And then tomorrow I'm going to change because I feel that no, this part is so tiring. So I'm going to change. I'm going to review this. No, we need to follow step by step. I mean, first, I need to know what is the main purpose of the company, of the area that me as an auditor, I'm going to review. Then I need to evaluate the risk. Then I need to design a plan. Then I need to have evidence. Then I can create a conclusion. So basically, these are the steps. And inconsistency with an established audit criteria. It means established audit criteria could be an international framework that is mandatory for some of the companies, or maybe it's not mandatory in general, maybe it's a policy inside of the company. So it could be an established criteria too. Maybe not in general, but at least inside of the company is established criteria. So I underline the most important words or the most important phrases that you need to remember about the concept of auditing. Basically is made by an auditor. It's an independent examination made by an auditor to express an opinion and inconsistency with established audit criteria. Okay, so now you know what is the concept of audit. Okay, now let's check the next slide. Importance of the audit. But before reading this slide, again, girls, Lynn, could you tell me with the concept that we review, what would you think that is the importance of the audit?
Importance. I think it is whether it is realistic, whether it helps to final real result, what are realistic results. Also to improve the quality of the organization, improve the quality of work, and also promote the efficiencies.
Exactly. I feel that an audit is like our moms. When when our moms tell us, okay, do this, and then she returned to check if we did the thing that she told us. I feel that audit is our mom because she is reviewing if we are doing the things that she told us. Okay, but yes, you have a very good point, Lynn, is to improve the quality in the organization. Great. So Jasmine, for you, what is the importance of the audit?
I think the sorry, I think the importance of audit is making sure that everything's right and making sure everything's complying to the regulation and stuff.
Exactly. Yes, and yes, is if everything is complying the regulation part, because imagine if I don't know if a very big organization doesn't comply with the regulation, it would represent that probably I don't know, maybe the government could close the organization. So as an audit, we need to know if the company is following the rules, is following the laws, or internally, if the employees are following the policies and procedures of the company. Okay, so we have 3 points. The audit helps to examine the control and monitor the economic situation of a company in order to detect which processes are working and which can be improved and reinforced. It means some organizations, some companies consider that auditor is important because the auditor has this fresh mind to say, okay, this process needs to be improved, because if you improve this process, the company will be more efficient, and because of that, the company will gain more incomes, or will be more profitable. So it's important, the auditor, to detect in which areas the company needs to improve in terms of internal control, in terms of monitoring the economic situation of the company. And additionally, is important because, as Jasmine said, to comply with the regulatory frameworks. For example, we have some public entities. I mean, some firms, some companies that needs to present the financial their financial information to all the public in general, because they report to certain exchange markets, to international markets. I mean, because they receive, for example, investment from the public in general. So for that reason, they need to show their financial information. So I mean, these public entities, they need to publish this information because it's a rule. They don't have the option to say, okay, I'm not going to publish my financial information. No, it's a rule that they need to show their financial statements. So this condition is in every country, so they don't have any option. This is one of the regulatory framework that these kind of companies needs to cover. And additionally, some entities or some organization ask for loans to the banks. So for one of the requirements of the banks is, okay, but you need to present me your financial